Kneeling, with hands to heart, we sit tall in our spine as we inhale and float the arms up overhead, interlacing the fingers and turn the palms upwards, feeling more of a stretch through the side body, chin level. Let the arms slowly fall level with the shoulder line, inhaling again, sitting tall, and as we exhale, twist into the left side. Your next inwards breath creates more length in the spine, and our exhalation allows us to twist a little bit deeper, wringing out any tension or stress from our body. Coming back to center, inhale, exhale, twisting to the opposite side. Inhale tall, exhale as we twist. Coming back to the center, draw your hands to the heart. Bring ourselves now onto all fours, knees under the hips, palms under the shoulders. Lift your chest and your chin, and then round your spine and keep that roundness going as you float back to Child's Pose. Come up onto the knees, sweep your arms up overhead. Arms long and straight, fold forward and down, reset Child's Pose. Coming into a modified plank, and we lower chest and chin, thighs to the mat. Push through your palms to lift the ribcage up and away, gaze forward. Lower your chest, push the mat away as you come back to your knees, hips to the heels. Drawing back to kneeling, sitting tall as we sweep the arms up overhead. Folding forward and down, extended Child's Pose. Inhale to extended modified plank. Exhale as you lower. Inhale as you lift the ribcage up and away, baby cobra, looping the shoulders back. Allow the chest to lower. Coming back to the knees, hips to the heels. Kneeling, sweeping the arms up overhead. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, modified plank. Exhale, lower chest, chin. Something different this time, bring your fingertips to the outside edges of your mat. Stop sign with your arms. Lift your chest up and away. And then lower, keep those legs long and engaged, the big toes reaching for the back wall. Lift your chest as you inhale, exhale as you lower. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you lower. Reset the palms by the ribcage, pushing through, curl underneath your toes and raise the hips, this time downward facing dog. Feel that fabulous stretch in your back. Knees to the mat, hips to the heels, folding. Coming forward again to the knees, curl under the toes, lift the hips, reset your downward facing dog. A little bend in your knees, a little walk out through your heels before we reset the knees. Hips to the heels, Child's Pose. Coming back up onto all fours. Rounding the spine, nice cat-cow. Come back to a flat back and reach your right arm and your left leg long and level with the spine, and then curl it in, knee to elbow. Reset length. Pull the belly button into the spine. Bend your lengthened leg and sweep your right arm back, grabbing onto the inside arch of your foot. Lift your chest and your chin. Hold and breathe. Center your core, your balance, your gaze. Let go of the arm and leg. Floating back down to the mat, and we'll travel to the opposite side. Right leg, left arm. Inhale as you reach. Exhale as you curl in, tapping the elbow to the knee. Inhale as you reach again. Pull the belly button to the spine. Bend your lengthened leg, sweep the left arm back. Lift your gaze. Center your focus, your balance. Letting go, reset arm and leg long before you set them back down to the mat. Lift your chest and your chin. Curl underneath the toes, raise the hips, downward facing dog. Draw pressure down through your palms to feel that length and stretch in your spine. Tapping the heels down to the mat to feel the stretch in the backs of your legs. And float forward and out to a high plank. Engage your core, lower your body all the way down. Tops of the feet flat. Bring the elbows underneath the shoulder line, palms flat. Loop your shoulders down and back. Create space between your ears and your shoulder line. Sphinx Pose. Lower your chest in between the arms, palms back by the rib cage. Push to your knees, curl the toes, raise the hips. Downward facing dog. Float forward and out, high plank once again. Lower your body all the way to the mat. Flatten your feet. Keep the palms set where they are. Inhale as you lift your chest. Exhale as you lower. Twice more, floating through baby cobra. Keeping that space between the ears and the shoulders. Don't allow the shoulders to start to hunch up towards your ears. Peel the thighs up and away from the mat, upward facing dog, then draw through into a downward facing dog. Sitting the knees down to the mat, rock the hips back to the heels, child's pose. Rocking forward, curl your toes, raise your hips, downward facing dog. Or perhaps you walk to the top short edge of your mat, or you take one big long step forward. Halfway lift, long spine. Exhale as you fold, crown of the head to the mat. Roll up through your spine to Tadasana. Arms overhead first, and then hands to the heart. Bend your knees, lower the hips, sweep your arms forward, Utkatasana. Fold in half, crown of the head to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Plant your palms, soften your knees if you need to. Step back long with your left leg. Gaze forward. Plant your palms, sweep your right leg high and skywards, three-legged dog. Sweep the right foot through between the palms. Keep the left knee lifted as you raise your arms, high lunge. Now lower the torso and sweep the arms for the back wall. Then sweep your arms skywards again. Plant your palms forward and down. Push through them to sweep your right leg high, three-legged dog. Right leg sweeps back through between the palms. Gaze forward. Fingertips rise, high lunge. Keep your legs set as you lower the torso. Sweep the arms for the back wall. Now keep the torso where it is and bring your arms forward. Arms in line with your ears. Plant your left palm to the mat and raise your right arm high, revolving your lunge. Come back to our high lunge. Great job. Both palms flat, push the mat away, sweep the right leg high, three-legged dog. Right leg to the mat, downward facing dog, traveling to the opposite side, same routine. Left leg sweeping. Left leg glides forward between the palms. Gaze forward for a moment. Fingertips high. Keep your legs set as you lower the torso and sweep your arms for the back wall. Lift your chest, sweep the fingertips high. Planting the palms to the mat. Push through to step your right leg high, three-legged dog. Left leg forward inside of the palms. Raising your arms high. Float your arms for the back wall. Keep your chest where it is this time and bring the arms forward in line with the sides of the cheeks of your ears. Right palm sets to the mat inside of the left foot as you raise that opposite arm high. Reset, high lunge. We're moving quite quickly in this vinyasa. Palms flat, push through, left leg sweeps. Beautiful job. Downward facing dog. Hold and breathe. Push the mat away through the palms of your hands. Anchor down through your heels. Beautiful full body stretch now, downward facing dog. Bring your knees to the mat. Drop the hips to the heels, folding forward and down, extended child's pose. Back to our knees, curling underneath the toes. Raise the hips. Either walk forward or take that one big step forward, top short edge of the mat. Halfway lift. Fold in half. Exhale. Rolling up through Tadasana as you inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a wide step. Now bring your left knee over the ankle, right heel back on a 45, sitting Virabhadrasana 1 before you let your arms fall behind you, interlacing the fingers, open your chest and fold your torso forward and down, dropping that shoulder to the inside of that bent knee. The fingertips reaching up to the ceiling behind you. Reset your Virabhadrasana 1. Gaze forward. Let the shoulders draw down and open and back. Coming to the ball of your back foot, hands to your heart. We're stepping forward and allow that back leg to float up and away. Anchor down like a rooted tree through your standing leg. Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. Reset your lengthened and lifted leg to the mat. Reset your Warrior 1 so that back heel is on a slight angle. Gazes forward. Coming back to the center, hands to your heart. We're traveling across to the opposite side. That front knee over the ankle. Let the arms fall behind your back, interlacing the fingers, draw the knuckles down and back, open your heart and fold forward and down so your torso is towards the inside of that front bent leg. Keep anchored down through the outside edge of your long and lengthened leg, and we lift the chest again, resetting Virabhadrasana 1. Coming to the ball of your back foot, hands to your heart. We're stepping through and forward into Virabhadrasana 3, our Warrior 3. Level hips, lifted leg, keeping your foot flexed, toes pointing down. You can reach your arms forward or by the side of the body if you wish. Lengthen leg lowers back to the mat, arms reach high, Virabhadrasana 1. Feeling steady in your pose, steady in your mind. And you can see behind me with the wind and the trees out there, it's not a steady day outside. Coming back to the center, hands to heart, stepping forward to the top short edge of your mat, folding forward and down, exhaling, crown of the head to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, long flat back. Palms flat, take a long step back, downward facing dog. Stretch your body. Floating down, setting the knees to the mat, Child's Pose. Bringing ourselves forward and up back to that kneeling position, sweep your arms up overhead, and then let your hands sit to the lower back. Take your knees slightly wide. We're going to lower ourselves into Ustrasana, Camel Pose. Now you can draw into this back bend with your hands stayed at the lower back, or let your hands drop to your heels, to the fingertips, or your palms flat to the soles of the feet. Then walk yourself back up, hands to the back, lower back. Bring your knees closer together. Set the hips to the heels, hands to the heart. Breathe, belly button to the spine. Walk up through Ustrasana once more, so come back up onto knee and just widen the stance between your knees, hip distance. Palms to the lower back. Lift the ribcage up and away from your hip bones. Lift your heart forward and upwards. Hands might stay on your lower back, or the palms may float down to the soles of the feet. Hug your shoulder blades in towards each other. Walk out of the pose the way that you traveled in. Hands to the heart, bring your knees together, hips to the heels, hold and breathe. Set your fingertips forward and out, curl underneath your toes, float the hips high. Now this feels really beautiful after that back bend, coming into a downward facing dog. Floating out to a high plank, lower your body all the way to the mat, tops of the feet flat. Bring ourselves back to that Sphinx pose. We are going to come into a side plank in a moment. So I'm going to get you to curl underneath your toes and lift the legs up and away from the mat. Engage your core. Bring your right arm so the fingertips touch your left elbow. Come across to the outside edge of your right foot and lift your left arm high. Side plank on our forearm. You can always drop your bottom knee down to the mat. And reset that palm, forearms even, before we travel across to the opposite side. Floating back down. Keep your palms flat, elbows under the shoulder line. Engage your core. Lift your hips. Begin to walk your toes in towards your elbows as far as you feel comfortable and you need to. Keep your head in between your forearms. Hips high and the heels as low as they can go. And welcome to your Dolphin Pose. You can shake your head a little bit. We'll drop our knees down to the mat, send your hips to the heels, cross your forearms over and allow your head to bow to the inside of your arms. Lifting your gaze, bringing the legs out long in front of us, ankles and knees together, feet flexed, palms flat, Tadasana staff pose. Push down through your hands, shift your hips forward, feet flat. Inhale as you reach your arms up overhead. As you exhale and roll down through your spine, pull the belly button inwards. Touch your fingertips to your heels and we're going to lift the hips, coming into bridge pose. Now we can loop the shoulders underneath and interlace the hands underneath the back. Feet are hip distance apart. Knees are even, not opening out or rolling inwards. And we hold space between our chin and our chest. Separate your hands, allow the spine to lower back down to the mat. Drawing into that once more. Push down through your palms, soles of the feet. Float the spine up and away. Roll the shoulders underneath, interlace your hands. Keep the hips high. Now float that right leg up and away, knee to the chest, and then straighten out the leg, pointing out through the foot. And then we're going to flex the foot and lower the leg down so it comes even to the left knee. Then lift and point. Keep the hips high. Bend the knee in towards the chest and set your foot down. Traveling to the opposite side, pushing down as you float away the left knee to the chest. Extend that leg long, pointing the toe. Flex the foot, lower the leg down, level to your bent knee. Point the toes, lifting high again, hips high. Bend the knee to the chest and then set your foot down. And push down, lift, final opportunity. Separate your hands, palms flat, roll down through your spine. And then hug both knees in towards your chest. Extend your left leg out long, keep the right knee drawn into your chest. Flexed foot. And send the flexed foot to the ceiling, wrap your hands behind the back of the thigh. Keep both feet flexed because we're pushing through the heel to the ceiling and to the wall. Bring that opposite leg back and bent. Cross your right ankle above into the outside of your bent knee and thread your needle. Wrapping the hands around the shin, hug the knees into the body. Keep that right knee opening out and away from your chest line. Letting go, swapping over legs, so extend the right leg long as we hug in the left, feet flexed. And extend. Bend in your knee, cross left ankle over right knee. Thread the needle. Hug. releasing, letting go. Let both legs fall long. Space between your feet, the arms float wide of the body, palms facing up. Honoring your breath and your body as we fall into Shavasana. Contemplating your practice. Feeling any sensations that float across your body, connect to them, and then let them float away. We acknowledge thoughts and feelings, but we just don't attach ourselves to them. Staying still and steady. Begin to bring some movement between your fingers and your toes, like little wiggles. And laying in Savasana with your eyes closed, I'm going to invite you to independently lift your left leg up and away from the mat, and then exhale, let it fall and release and relax. Lift your right leg up and away from the mat, let it settle back down and really relax. Lift your left arm up and away, let it fall and relax. Right arm lifts up and away, fall and relax. All four limbs now heavy, sinking, letting go. I invite you to stay in Shavasana for as long as you feel you need to. Thank you for practicing with me. We'll see you soon. Namaste.